Yes, it's another Monday morning. Good day to you, Lord. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching me. This is Titi Lola Martins, and you are welcome to your Monday marathon. Greetings all the way from the United Kingdom. And I would like to say thank you very much for those of you that wish me safe trip. Yes, it was quite a pleasurable journey. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for all the prayers you've been sending. God bless you. All right. This morning, okay, let me also say that thank you. I received a lot of comments, phone calls, WhatsApp messages regarding last week topic, and I'm so happy that it has made such a tremendous impact in the lives of such tremendous impact anyway in the lives of those who called. And I'm sure a lot of people are out there that did not call, did not make a comment, but it has really blessed you. I'm so happy that I did that. I'm so happy, and I'm also so happy for the reach. When I saw the reach, it's awesome. Thank you for those of you that have been sharing. God bless you. And those of you that are making comments, always there, thank you so much. I'm going to take permission to mention names. All right, one day. All right, so today is going to be sequel to what was discussed last week. And I'm going to call it Be Grateful. Just be grateful. Be grateful. And it sounds like, oh, really different from last week's topic, but I'm going to tell you something. From last week, I realized that aspect that people mention so much is that aspect of, yes, allow it to hurt when you feel disappointed, but in your heart, try to think of how worse things could have been. And they realize, that they all confess that truly, when you start thinking of how hot it could have been, you don't know when you get to that point where you start thanking God and say, oh, I'm grateful to God that it wasn't as bad as this after all. It's not, and you enter into that praise mode. You enter into that. In fact, before you know it, a kind of joy is just coming from your inside. Yes, that is what I'm going to dwell in today. Just be grateful, okay? There are so many things that you have lost concerning your wife, concerning your husband. In fact, you've lost your wife, you've lost your husband, not to death. You are still living together, but it's as if you are not living together because you have refused to appreciate things about that man, things about that woman, and they've gotten to that point that they don't even care whether you appreciate them or not. And the relationship is depreciating because what you don't appreciate depreciates. I'm sure you don't want your relationship to depreciate. And that is why be grateful. Just, okay, I wrote a book. I'm writing a book and it's coming out soon. And part of it is, but part of what I discussed, I call the book Save Your Marriage from Those Little Foxes. So watch out for that book. Okay? And one of those little foxes is your lack of acknowledgement, lack of appreciation for your spouse, what is happening. It might not be good in so many things, but it's also good. It might not be good in some things. If I say so many things, there are still some things that he is good at. There are still some things that she is good at. Why don't you just start praising God, appreciate it from your heart, and before you know it, you are sending great messages. You are telling you are showing your appreciation to that woman, to that man, and it is elevating their self-esteem. And before you know it, you are having a better marriage. Because anybody with a very bad self-esteem will not we make life miserable for you in marriage. That is just it. Be grateful. That is my word for you today. Be grateful. I was listening to my pastor this morning, and he said something. He mentioned something about the servant that was given just one talent. Those of you that are familiar with the Bible, and if you are not familiar, it talks about a master he knows the abilities of his servants. He wanted them to trade with something. He wanted them to be occupied. He wanted them to be fulfilled in life. So he gave them talents to trade with, like say gave them money to trade with. and he was expecting returns from them. He gave them different amount of money according to the abilities that he has seen in them. And this particular guy, he gave him the lowest because he realized that if he gives him more, he's going to really, really fail big time. So he gave him what he feels he can manage per time according to the level of his growth. And you know what? When everybody traded with their talent, he hid it, and he said with their gifts that the master gave them, he hid his own. And when the master came, I said, nonsense, rubbish. Take your rubbish thing. You gave me the list. Okay, if I've given you the list, what did you make out of the list? Wouldn't you even just try to prove to me that you are as good as others by multiplying just like they multiply too? And I realized something. Something else struck my mind while he was talking. And that was the fact that, let me tell you, that servant has always been ungrateful. Not just that incident. He has always been an ungrateful man. That is why he's always at the bottom of the echelon. Yes. He has always been an ungrateful man. And that is why he failed even at that. At a what I'll call destiny deciding moment for him. There are so many things, there are so many moments in your marriage that will determine that will determine the overall destiny of that marriage that you have messed up because you couldn't appreciate. Your husband gave you money for the housekeeper and you felt okay, it wasn't going to be enough. Have you even said thank you at all? And all you did was, this money is not going to be enough, or I'm not going to do anything about it. Then we are not going to do this because you have not done as much as this. That woman has tried her best to serve you a very sumptuous meal. And the first thing you can talk about is, why is it that you didn't set this table well? You have not even, oh no. There are many things, you know, the things you complain about. Let's be grateful. It comes from, it is natural. When you are grateful, singing praise won't be your problem. Singing the praise of that woman, singing the praise of that man won't be your problem. And anybody you sing his or her praise, we always want to do better. That guy is not doing better because you're not even singing his praise where he's doing well. That woman is not even doing well because you're not even singing her praises where in those areas she's doing so well. So this is about our marriage now. Look for something. I urge you this week to look for something to praise, to appreciate, to acknowledge in your spouse, and you will see the difference. That is my tonic for you today. Look for something to be grateful for and talk about it to your husband, to your wife. And I'm sure it will be a game changer in your relationship. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for listening again.